Yo, it is 9 o'clock straight up. AC Sports Live. One more time for 2020. We're getting about this piece, man. Audi 5000 G, as Flavor Flav once said so eloquently. YouTube, we in the house. Twitch, we in the house. Periscope, we in the house. One more time for your mind. I can't believe it's over, man. What you could call a tumultuous year, to say the least. Yes, sir. LBC via Vegas. Mike Harris in the house. Let's end 2020 with a good one. I hope so, man. Hopefully make y'all laugh. Hopefully don't make you cry. I have all the reason to cry. Out of my 4 fantasy leagues, I only won 1 championship. I'm used to winning at least 2. But I gotta go ahead and take that L. Donnie knows how the war room went. It took Kamara to beat me. I'm gonna get into that today. All right, man, today's show. You saved the best for last. Now, I think my best show is when my wife came on the show and talked trash to me. My wife is live right now. Joy the Jeweler is live right now. So if you want to buy some jewelry, everything is $5. She does have some more expensive pieces for $25, but those are called the Z collection. But everything is worth way more than she's paying. She's charging. So go ahead, holler at Joy the Jeweler on Facebook. I believe she's on Instagram too. All right, man. Tonight's show. Deacon Hill in the house. He just left the show. Yeah, I think I saw you on there. I shared her page. Just left the show to turn it on with me. I appreciate you, Big Deacon. NFL roundup. The playoffs are upon us, man. Week 17. Nobody's gonna play their starters because everybody's ready for the playoffs. Playoffs. You see, I'm not wearing my Eagles gear. We out. We at the house. We on the couch chilling. No more football for my Eagles. But Deacon Hill's Cowboys and Donnie Harper's Cowboys have a really good shot. Because I don't even know if we're going to tank right and beat the Washington football team. Excuse me. I say let them win. So the team formerly known as the Skins can go to the playoffs for Ron Rivera and to keep them Cowboys out. But right now, I hate to say, the Cowboys are playing some pretty good ball. So as bad as the NFC East has been, I'm pretty sure they will represent the NFC East decently. That pains me to say that. Alex Smith is starting, but oh man, I'm real petty. It's all in love though. I'm super petty, Big Donnie. Who's real petty is the Washington team cutting Haskins. The first round pick from last year. First round. I'm going to talk about that one in my second segment. Jared Goff for the Los Angeles Rams. All my Rams fans want his head on a pole. Like Game of Thrones. Like cut his head off and give us our money back. They say Goff is the next Jim Everett. Or should I say Chris Everett. My boy Cam Newton gave all he could give. He just didn't have it in him this year. Cam. Ooh, Cam. That doesn't mean the same thing it used to mean. It means, Cam, you're going to be finding yourself another job next year. And my Eagles. I'm going to talk about them just a quick minute. Yeah, man. Rivera cut him. And I believe Haskins was the one that beat Rivera last year. It's poetic justice. If you haven't heard what Booger McFarland said about the Dwayne Haskins situation, We're going to talk about it. And we're going to see if you agree about it or you disagree about it. His subject about black players being too concerned with their brand and not concerned enough about their game and contribution to the game. We'll talk about that. And my 2 cents, I got a whole bunch. This is 2020 coming to an end. You know, I got my fantasy island on my fantasy teams. The Clippers got beat by 50. How do you do that? Ooh, Oubre, you stinking it up. You ain't Klay Thompson. Master P and Baron Davis trying to buy Reebok. That might be interesting. And Trae Young, takeover. And much, much more. My sports flicks, I had to go back to an oldie but goodie, The Doctor. Jimmy Mack put me back on to the documentary about Julius, the Doctor Irving, my favorite player of all times. That's why I'm wearing my Sixers cap. I watched some pretty bad movies. I put Wonder Woman 84 in there because she does do a decathlon or somewhat of a decathlon in the beginning of the flick. So it's almost sports related. There's some athletes in it. So we're going to talk about that. And my final subject, you're going to learn today. Man, I got scammed again on Craigslist, man. I'm going to tell y'all about it. I'm AC. This AC Sports Live. Let's get into it, man.
Quite hostile. I got a right to be hostile, man. My people been persecuted.
All right, man. Here we go. Today's topics. I'm gonna get in and get out, man, because I'm kind of hungry. I got some chicken cacciatore up there. Ready to go up there and smash a little bit. You know, cacciatore is, you know, a little tomato sauce, some chicken, some pasta. I'm gonna eat good in a little bit. All right, man. What you talking about? Ever since Cam, Mike Harris, does anyone remember how good Andy Dalton was when he had 2 decent wide receivers and a running back? Yeah, I thought Andy Dalton was gonna come in there and challenge Dak Prescott. But when he don't have no weapons, oh my God, he's terrible. But when he has the 3-headed monster he had against the Eagles on Sunday, he was dropping dimes, man, like it wasn't no thing. So the Cowboys look pretty good right now, man. Off with his head for Jared Goff. He was decent in Cincinnati, says Donnie. I don't know, man. He was pretty good. I mean, he was good enough to hold a spot for as long as he held it. So, you know, we'll see what he does this week. Today, we are victims of the moment. We'll see how he plays when it's important. He better not lose to the quarterback-less New York Football Giants. All right, so the playoff picture, man. Let's get into it. Deacon Hill said, ever since Cam started dressing weird, his game started to suck. Hey, man, that's going to be a great segue into my second topic about that brand. Are some of our black athletes more concerned about that brand than they are about their game? And is that a fair generalization by Booger McFarland? Cam damn Newton. Cam. Ooh, Cam, he looks so pedestrian this year, man. Much respect to Dr. J. Much respect to the doctor. You're tearing up tamales. Oh, man, I'm about to go to Walmart and get in that parking lot and get this tamale lady. Tamales. Tamales in the parking lot. $1.50 tamales. All right, man, the NFL playoff picture looks like this. Well, let's do power rankings real quick. All right, so this is from the Sunday Night Football power ranking list of teams according to the writers, the media at the Sunday Night Football production team. They got the Bills over the Chiefs. Packers and Saints coming in just behind them. I have no beef with that top 4. I still have the Chiefs and the Packers in my Super Bowl. I had the Seahawks earlier in the season, but they defensively have not put it together, so they are still very Russ dominant. The Buccaneers, I'm not a believer in them, even though they have their ups and downs. But when they're up, they're really good. But when they're down, Tom Brady looks old. The Baltimore Ravens is my second team. They don't look great. And a lot of teams have figured out Lamar Jackson. All my Pittsburgh Steelers fans, I believe Mike Harris included, were so happy that they finally pulled out a win after a 3-game skid. The Steelers are right there. They're going to sit Ben. It's going to be a very interesting game because Ben's not playing, which means Rudolph is going to play. And we all know what happened last year with Myles Garrett and Mason Rudolph. Bedlam. Helmets flying, girls crying, babies crying, glass still flying. The worst fight you ever seen in the NFL game happened last year. The Cleveland Browns versus the Pittsburgh Steelers. I thought Myles Garrett will be out of the league for almost hitting what's the boy's name? Mason Rudolph in the head with his own helmet. Was his own helmet? What you in here for? I beat a police sergeant with his own club and didn't run after he did it. Sheldon Gillis, what up, baby? Long Beach in the house. Yes, sir. All right, so here's the scenarios, man. Here's what has to happen for some of them bubble teams to get in. Some of them bubble teams. All right, so week 16 that just happened, playoff scenarios. You ain't got to worry too much about the Chiefs. They clinch with a win or a Pittsburgh loss or a Buffalo loss. So it behooves the Chiefs to go ahead and win. Even though there are no fans in the stands, you still want to be at home. The Steelers would clinch the AFC North with the win or a Cleveland loss. The Titans would clinch the AFC South with the win and the Indy loss. So all these teams sitting pretty. What I'm concerned about are those bubble teams. Let's skip down a little bit. The Packers can clinch with a win. If you can win and clinch, I think you'll see some starters playing this week. The Saints, Packers, the Colts got to win to clinch a playoff berth. I like those games. Here's a little secret for those playing fantasy football. When you pick your team at the beginning of the year, I'm gonna put you on some free game right here. You have to keep in mind who's going to play hard weeks 15, 16, and 17. That's the key. The only reason why I lost the championship game in the war room was because Alvin Kamara had 1,600 touchdowns in one game. Yeah, I'm petty like that. Donnie Harper. Now, the Washington football team can win the NFC least with a win. So I'm going to make a call to Doug Peterson, telling him to start Carson Wentz so the Washington football team can win. The Rams can clinch a playoff berth with a win, or Chicago loss, or an Arizona win. That looks good for the Rams. They hold their own destiny. I think Arizona will win. The Buccaneers will clinch a playoff berth with a win. The Cardinals will clinch a playoff berth with the win. But the Bears have to lose as well. So all these scenarios are right before you. I'm not sure why the Eagles are even on here. The Eagles are eliminated with a loss or a Washington win. You're playing the Washington team. Of course, if you lose, you lose. The Cowboys eliminated if they lose and Washington wins. If the Cowboys lose and the Eagles win, I think the Washington football team goes. That's how bad the NFC least is, man. It's all messed up. You don't want to need help. You never want to need that much help. Oh, Mark Paul's in the house. Where the Monarchs at? The Monarchs are where the Monarchs at, man. They all over the place. You got Monarchs from Compton. You got Monarchs from Bellflower and Long Beach. You got Monarchs from everywhere except Santa Ana. That's what the Monarchs are. You asked for it, man. This 2020 going to an end. I'm gonna hit you over the head with some of this free game. Dr. Mixon, Long Beach Realist. Hey, appreciate you, big. Mix in the building. Yes, sir. James Mack said the Rams should not be in that position. They are too good. The Rams were playing some ball about 3 weeks ago. What happened? Jared Goff is what happened. You get exposed. You start playing a little beneath. So I got so many phone calls. Not phone calls, but Facebook messages about, hey, what's up with your boy Goff? What's up with your boy? He looked real pedestrian. He's Chris Everett. Well, I'm sorry, Jim Everett. All over again, says my homeboy. I believe my boy Ray Domingo said that. I don't know, man. You stuck with Jared Goff like we're stuck with Carson Wentz. 4 years. What do you get? 134? $134 million for a 4-year deal for Jared Goff. They played the numbers game where you wait to the 3rd year to make it to the Super Bowl with the team you had. You had Aaron Donald, you had Todd Gurley, you had Jared Goff, you had some dudes, man. And then you go ahead and get Jalen Ramsey. You pay Aaron Donald, you pay Jared Goff, as that's your big three. You pay your receivers Cup. You pay your receivers Robert Woods. You got a great team. You lost one lineman, and apparently that was a big loss because now the Rams are not the same team they were before Whitworth got hurt. So, I don't know. The Rams need to go ahead and get back to playing the way they were playing before, and that's where the head coach comes in. The Rams have to find a way to get back to playing good ball. Rams are inconsistent. That's to say it the nicest way you could say it. That's a nice way to say it. So, good luck to my Rams fans in the SoFi Stadium. Cam Newton. I believe he had 5 touchdowns, 10 interceptions. How many times was Cam benched this year? I want to say, was he benched like 6 times? It didn't work out for Cam this year in New England. I have to admit I was wrong. That first game, I thought he was going to ball out. I was going to pick him up on my fantasy team. And I know he was going to run the ball in the goal line situations. And he was going to get you some fantasy points. But this right here, he's loading up to throw a hook. He's loading up to throw a slant. This right here is not a deep ball. Yet he is loading up to throw an intermediate route. That shoulder was not right. He did not know the playbook well enough for them to go deep into the playbook. He did not run the same option routes that Brady ran with that same receiving core. No, he didn't have a number 1 receiver. Yes, the Patriots had a lot of guys sitting out due to COVID. But still, Cam did not look good this year. I believe he will be signed by someone else. He still has about 2 years left in him. But that shoulder has to get worked on. That shoulder needs to be strengthened. That is not the Cam Newton we saw in Carolina going to the Super Bowl. Cam is struggling a little bit. It wasn't going to work out for any quarterback due to no receivers. That's where we have to look at how great Tom Brady is. Tom Brady made some average receivers look good. Tom Brady had Randy Moss 1 year. Other than that, he had Gronkowski. He had Edelman. He's had Amendola. He had Chad Ochocinco, but he barely played because he didn't know the plays. Tom Brady did a lot with little, man. And that's why it looks like, for what it's worth, it wasn't Belichick, it wasn't Brady. It was a combination of how great they both are. I want to say Belichick, because if you put another quarterback in that situation, you would win Super Bowls. You would win multiple Super Bowls if you had Aaron Rodgers. If you had somebody like, let's see, who's been a good quarterback for a while, just needed a good coach. That's the situation you have in New England. Tom Brady was the beneficiary of a great coaching tenure. So we really won't know. Now, Brady with Arians and all those weapons, they're kind of suspect at times. So, again, Can't put it all on Cam. It's a little bit of everything. It's the whole team. James Mack said it's the whole team that didn't show up at all. At times, the Patriots looked pretty good. I mean, even the trick play they ran on Sunday. Last night. Perfect. Cam put the ball on him, on the money, and the ball bust him in the face mask. You gotta be a professional, man. 10 players do the right thing. 1 player doesn't do the right thing, and look what you get. Aaron Hernandez and Gronk were a good combo. Oh yeah, but those are tight ends. He never had a number 1 receiver. He has always had good receivers. He only had a number 1 receiver that 1 year with Randy Moss. So I want to say Tom Brady did a lot with a little, but he had an awesome coaching staff that did their homework and put them in the best position to win. Brady had the same receivers last season, so you can't say that at all. The same receivers. And a couple of guys who straddled up. I got Motown in the house. What up, big bro? Jimmy Mack said Wes Welker was an all-pro. He also had Hernandez as well. Brady has had more Pro Bowl receivers than Drew Brees. Brady struggled last season with those receivers last season as well. Wes Welker. Once Wes Welker left the Patriots, they plugged in the next guy, and he did pretty well in that same spot. So I'm wondering how good Wes Welker really was. I know Hernandez was a beast. That was an anomaly. Hernandez was different, man. He was an actual killer, on and off the field. 2020 coming to an end, man. Dad jokes in full effect. Brady's had more Pro Bowl receivers than Drew Brees. Wow. So Drew Brees had what? Joe Horn, Mike Thomas. I guess you're right, man. That's Stack Mac, brother. Stack Mac will bring them Troy Brown. Come on, man. Troy Brown was like Antonio Brown's distant cousin. Troy Brown was good, but Troy Brown ain't really number 1. No support for Cam, although he isn't what he used to be. Man, ain't none of us what we used to be. I was trying to do a workout today in this garage. I almost died. I put my son's weight vest on. 30-minute hit. I almost passed out and died in here by myself. I haven't had nobody to help me. Nobody's what they used to be, man. Like Motown, you can't do the Q stomp like you used to do it with the kicks over your head and like the one I posted last week. Father Time is undefeated, brother. Wes Welker made 5 Pro Bowls and 2-time All-Pro. Put Wes Welker anywhere else. Is he still that good? He's probably good. He probably is. But the offense he was in, I mean, it does take a little bit of fortune and a little bit of favor to make 5 Pro Bowls and 2 times All-Pro. He had 135 catches every year. Would he have been that good in a different offense? I just don't know. I don't know. It's like, remember Keyshawn Johnson and Wayne Corbett? And everybody, I think Wayne Corbett made the Pro Bowl or something crazy, and Keyshawn was not getting the rocks because Wayne Corbett was open all the time. It's the situation, man. It really, really does make a difference who you play with. Put Wes Welker on any other team. Is he a 5-time Pro Bowler? The D looked horrible. Yes, it did. Edelman was never a Pro Bowl or All-Pro. Okay, so is Wes Welker that much better than Julian Edelman or Danny Amendola? They're the same player. Or maybe Wes Welker was that much better. We got to ask Tom Brady. Because he made sure Wes Welker was that dude. But they sure made him kick rocks at the end, didn't they? Belichick, a cold piece, man. Welker was perfect for that system. That option route is unguardable. When you work with the quarterback every single day, and you guys are on the same page, and you run routes depending on what the defense does, it's open. You play outside technique, inside route. You play inside technique, outside route. It's an option route. It's always open. is always open. Did you know Wes Welker when he was in Miami? I didn't even know he played for Miami. Boom. 135 catches for 600 yards. All on. Oh, man. Yeah, Patriots defense ain't what it used to be. No deep balls. Hey, that's part of their offense, man. Now, my Eagles, we got eliminated. And rightfully so. I wanted this season to be over with. We stink. We need to get on with our lives. We need to go ahead and make the decision what we're going to do. We're going to move forward with Jalen Hurts or Carson Wentz. My vote, stay with Jalen Hurts. My theory on Jalen Hurts is he would have been a first-round draft quarterback, had he went to Oklahoma out of high school. At Alabama, he was handcuffed like Russell Westbrook at UCLA playing point guard. They wouldn't let him play. He goes to Oklahoma, he tears it up, becomes a quarterback. First 3 or 4 starts for the Eagles, 300 yards per game. Not that he's Donovan McNabb, not that he's Michael Vick, but I like Jalen Hurts more than I like Carson Wentz. As far as his decision making, as far as his maturity level, the fact that he hates to lose and holds himself accountable, does not blame anybody but himself. I like this kid. Carson Wentz, I'm not on the team, so I don't know what happened in that huddle. Something happened in the huddle. Dudes don't look at him with the same reverence they look at Jalen Hurts. Nick Foles. They look at him differently. Dudes ain't running routes like they used to. And I saw glimpses of greatness. My man threw an 81-yard touchdown pass to Deshaun Old Man Dr. Glass Jackson. So I hope the Eagles roll with Jalen Hurts. I hope we throw the game Sunday. Donnie Harper, Deacon Hill, JaVale Jackson, Tramel Johnson, all my Dallas Cowboy fans. Y'all my family, y'all my homeboys, but I don't want y'all in the playoffs. Y'all talk too much trash. I would rather see the football team named Washington make it to the playoffs. So Eagles, rotate quarterbacks. Go ahead and rotate the quarterbacks so they won't have any rhythm and doesn't look like we're tanking the game. Please don't win the game. Go ahead, make it look interesting, but let the Washington football team and Alex Smith move on to the playoffs. But if the Eagles do win and the Cowboys lose, does that mean the Washington football team goes anyway? It's crazy in the NFC East, man. Crazy times. Donnie says, Hurts is the guy. He's actually pretty nice. For being behind that O-line as a rookie and looking poised, I'd say that's a good look. Of course, that's how Wentz started off too. Ha ha. Ha ha ha. Ha ha. Little jab at the end there. Wentz had the best line in the NFL that year. Wentz had Frank Reich calling plays. Wentz had a 3-headed monster running the football. So, kind of hard to measure. This is the same line Wentz stunk it up with for the first 12 weeks. Hurts comes in and balls out. Do more with less. Bill Schroeder in the house. Go Lions. I've never had a Lions fan on here. Appreciate you, my brother. But that ain't gonna happen, Captain. He coming from Twitch. Appreciate you, Big Schroeder. If y'all didn't know, we are streaming live on YouTube, Twitch, Periscope, and Facebook. I'm communicating via Ecamm Live on my Canon EOS R camera, my Blue Snowball microphone. Trying out this podcast thing, y'all. You should try it, man. It's actually pretty fun. The Eagles can pick up Dwayne Haskins. Oh, man. Seahawks in the house. Tucker Anderson. What up, bro? The Seahawks are my third squad. I got the Eagles, the Ravens, and the Seahawks are my squads. I know you're not supposed to flip-flop and jump ships, but the Ravens ain't the Eagles' rival, and neither are the Seahawks. I like Pete Carroll. I like Russell Wilson. I used to like the Legion of Boom. Now they all dismantled. Now it's a bunch of other guys, Jamal Adams or whatnot. I hope the Seahawks can do something. I like DK. I like Lockett. I would hope so, because Russ had MVP talk in his DNA until he started stinking it up in mid-season. I hope the Seahawks do something. My boy Connor Brown, that's his team. I don't mind the Seahawks playing a little ball. Now back to what Moton's talking about. The Eagles can pick up Dwayne Haskins. I don't know, man. I would rather us pick up Colin Kaepernick before we pick up Dwayne Haskins. If you're going to have a media barnstorm, J Mo in the house, sponsor shout-outs, of course. Shout them out. 360 Image in the house. J Mo, photographer extraordinaire. You need some pictures, hit your boy J Mo up. If you need some video work, AC Media Productions is your guy. Hit me up. I edit, I shoot video, I do it all, man. I used to work at Fox Sports 1. They say to build your podcast, not only are you trying to get sponsors, but you sell what you do. I've been dropping the ball all year. I'm an editor by nature. If you need something edited, if you need a short film shot, you need help writing the script and do your short film, you need somebody to shoot your short film, holla at your boy. I'm your guy, AC Media Pro. That's my business. AC Sports Live is just my podcast. Holla at your boy. Drive safe, Mike Staff. I like birds. Mark Paul said, yeah, Eagles, Ravens, and Seahawks. And I played for the Cardinals when I was a rookie in the NFL. So I like birds. Birds are cool with me. That's a cool logo. Now Falcons, you can have that. I'm cool on the Falcons. The dirty birds, you can keep the dirty birds. They ain't all that. Mike Staff, drive safe, my bro. Mike Staff always making money, man. I like that guy. He's money driven. All right, so Dwayne Haskins, man. He's in the news because he's the first round draft pick that got cut. Not very often you see a first round draft pick get cut year 2. You know, you got to be a real stupid somebody to get cut year 2 of a contract. What he say in Smoke? What Smokey say? No, Craig told Smokey, you got to be stupid to get fired on your day off. Dwayne Haskins, the owner loves you. What could you have possibly been doing for the last 2 years to get yourself cut after a bad performance and a strip club visit? It's been echoed all day, all week, that you can't afford to act a nut if you ain't balling. If you not balling, you ain't got no reason. Let me hit this plug button real quick so my camera don't cut off on me. You have no reason to be acting a fool if you ain't throwing 20 touchdowns and 5 interceptions in a season. All right. So I'm going to assume, I don't know. I'm not on the team. So I don't know what this dude's been up to. But it's a bad look. If you lemon pepper Lou, when your coach has a cancer diagnosis, you got a C on your jersey, and you get that C taken away. I have never heard of anybody getting a C revoked. You got to be messing up big time to get your C revoked. I promise you this was not the first time Dwayne Haskins been messing around and got himself in some trouble. You don't get cut off in one incident. It's multiple. So I don't know everything, but I do know there's more to it. And I think that's what we're going to have to live with, that we will never know exactly what was going on in the quarterback room, what was going on in that locker room, what was going on in practice. Why didn't he play better than he did? Like, he was a baller at Ohio State. But if you look at the track record of Ohio State quarterbacks, they don't always fare too well in the NFL. Mainly because the team is loaded and the team disguises how good or how not good they are. I think Dwayne Haskins is going to hurt Justin Fields. Because now you start looking at what's going on at Ohio State where the quarterbacks aren't able to perform at a high level. Interesting stuff. Now, Booger McFarland, I believe if Jimmy and I have a show on Friday on New Year's Day, this would be a great topic for us. As Booger McFarland goes out on a limb to say black athletes in particular are more concerned about their brand than they are ball. I think it was a interesting take and not completely false, but a generalization that he probably should have made sure he made his point. He could have easily made the point more effective. Let me see if I think I'm crashing a little bit. Let me fix my camera's crashing. Let me fix this. All right, let's see if that fixes everything. I'm a little bit crashy. Am I crashing? All right, here we go. So I'll be interested to see how this plays out. I did not take offense to what Booger said, that the black athlete has a higher standard that we have to appease to. We have to be a little bit more cognizant of what's happening. We can't be so worried about our brand that we don't take care of business. It was a generalization. So you can't totally discredit what he said. There is some truth to it. I wouldn't have said it like that. But that's Booger McFarland. He always states the obvious. Shelton says, question, should he be given another chance? Yeah, I believe Dwayne Haskins not beyond redemption. Motown says he's Jamarcus Russell. If he does not find another team to sign him, he basically is Jamarcus Russell. Decent arm talent. I believe Jamarcus Russell had arm talent like Josh Allen. He just never panned out. Dwayne Haskins, I want to say he's better than Jamarcus Russell. But at this point in time, who would sign him as is? It's going to be tough. I believe he will find a taker, though. If he's dedicated, interviews well, and see if he gets another shot at somebody else. So we on Friday night? Yes, sir. So 1585, man, I think we're going to tackle this topic more in depth, Jimmy, and that we can maybe have a few guys on, because this is a topic where we've seen the black athlete market himself to get his dollars up. I don't think Dwayne Haskins was doing that. I just think Dwayne Haskins was not taking care of business. Booger was weak. He left off Jake Locker, Ryan Leaf, and others who were scrubs. Yeah, Johnny Manziel, Eric Crouch, all these white quarterbacks who were busts. I believe every single number one pick that was a quarterback has had a difficult time. What is it? Peyton Manning was the only one that did something. He made a statement to gain some shock value, and he got just that. Mike says, how many black athletes brands are good or up there if they're not winning in their sports? You have to play well. So we saw Juju last week catch the blues from everybody about dancing on the logo of the opposition's field. And he had to go on his Instagram or whatever social media site he used that week and said, I'm no longer going to do that. It's causing my team to suffer. It's detrimental to my team for me to dance before the game on a logo, which is weak to me. It's an excuse for the team to say, hey, you're giving them clipboard information to post and be excited about and have a chip on their shoulder. It seems like a lot of people are making a lot of excuses for bad performance around the clock. It's something that needs to be talked about in a discussion. Nah, not that bad to call him Russell. They didn't say he didn't study film. You can't kill Haskins that fast. This is the cancel culture. People are very quick to cancel people for small mistakes. Remember, Deshaun Jackson was fighting for his career a few months ago. Nick Cannon was fighting for his life a few months ago for anti-Semitic comments. It's a time in our culture that you can't afford to do anything detrimental to your brand. So, knowingly or unknowingly, Haskins is not in position to be seen in public doing anything except looking in his playbook and getting better as a quarterback. He's not James Harden. James Harden can party because James Harden can score 50 points when he wants to. Haskins has to understand he's not there yet. And until you're there, you got to prove you belong. So it's a lot in this story, and I want to open it up. I'm going to save most of my takes for Friday night. The Booger McFarland takes on how it's important for African American and black players to present themselves and present themselves as winners before being a popularity brand. Is that true? Is that a generalization? Is Booger right? Do you agree with him? I don't totally agree with him, but at the same time, I understand where he's coming from. He said it. Randy Moss was saying, yep, there's some truth to it, but I don't think he said it right. Aquil in the house. I got two Clipper fans in here, J Mo and Aquil. Barkley still had a job. So we know there's a double standard when it comes to sports, especially the black quarterback. We saw the double standard for President Obama. He had to be a perfect human being to be president. And yet, 45 was able to be president, and he's probably the worst human being that I've ever. Well, he's not the worst. There are some others that are pretty bad. But as far as character and morals, he's down there, man, with the worst. President Obama was basically a saint, and people still try to tear him down. So we know there's a double standard. You ain't gotta be a Phi Beta Kappa to see that. Every quarterback that Cleveland drafted was a number one pick. And when was the last time they've had a good quarterback? Testaverde? Very hard. Yeah, he's killing himself. So right now he's saying he's going to find a way to become a better person. I don't think Dwayne Haskins he's not a bad person. He just makes bad decisions. He's young. He came out too early. He could have benefited from staying in school one more year. Some guys just immature like that. Whereas there are some guys who are super mature. You got Jalen Hurts. You got Dwayne Haskins. One's a grown man. One's a kid. That's what you're going to get. Bro, you can't be in a strip club during the pandemic. You can't do it. Can't win with them. Can't do it. In my Singletary voice. Can't do it. So Friday night, 1585, make sure you tune in. We're going to kill that discussion. All right, my 2 cents. Let me get into it. I got about 15 minutes left of the show. If I can run through these real quick. Friday night, tune in. Booger versus Haskins. All right, man. Oh man, dang, I owe these guys $2. So the Steelers finally got a dub. I owe D-Mac $2. I owe Lonnie Graham $2. I owe Mike Harris $2. All my Steelers, I owe y'all $2. I'm gonna hit y'all when I see y'all or send me your Cash App. $2. James Mack too? Dang, I owe y'all $2. He said I'm good. I'm gonna get you some for $2, man, when I see you, man, for sure. I'm gonna get you a Chico stick and a big goat. Holla at your boy. Dr. Fennell, Long Beach finest. Booger was not wrong in what he said, but he generalized his criticism instead of criticizing the expectations of black athletes in sport. Dr. Fennell, who is studying trash talk. This guy knows what he's talking about. He's a doctor. He went to school for this. I'll have him on the show on Friday. Big Fletch, another doctor. Dwayne Haskins is a typical 23-year-old. That's it, man. When you was 23 years old, you was at the strip club too. But were you the quarterback of a franchise and you wasn't balling? That's the thing, man. You gotta know your position in the society, man. I'm just in there for the wings, though. Hey, man, back in our day, recruiting trip, get you some wings. You ain't gotta go in there and get your money taken away by Cinnamon and Precious and Diamond. Keep your money in your pocket, man. Go to the club, not the strip club. Go to the club where you might have a chance. The lemon pepper and the barbecue are good. Yeah, but it's hard to explain to your wife when you in there getting wings. When they got wings at Wingstop. You got options, man. I owe Chris Moton too? Dang. That's what, $10 I owe people, man. I need to stop gambling, man. I need to stop all this gambling. Booger. He said Booger got a noggin. Let's take a look. Let's go to the replay. Let's look at Booger's head. Where's Booger's head at? Good Lord. Look like a milk dud. His head look like some shaved monkey nuts. He looked like Michael Irvin if he shaved his head. Booger looked like Michael Irvin's nuts. Oh, man, I owe you $4 now? Oh, good Lord. I'm going to owe everybody's money. I ain't got it, man. I ain't got it. I see that went in hard on Haskins and the black athlete in general. Yeah, we're going to talk about that on Friday, man. Get him a twisted tea. I used to get a Long Island iced tea. Hold it for me. I might need that $2 and run something back. All right. I'll take it. All right, man, real quick, man, my 2 cents. Let me fly through these real quick. One of my favorite young players, John Morant, went out with an ankle injury. I think he's going to be okay. They said 5 to 6 weeks. I saw him twist his ankle. It didn't look that bad. I've twisted my ankle that bad before, and I was able to come back, so we'll see. He's so explosive. We got to keep an eye on that, man. Hopefully, John Morant gets back quick. What's wrong with your boy Oubre, man? He is in there making the brick house. He was 0 for 11 in the three-point range. What is going on? I mean, shoot. Tsunami Poppy, whatever his name is on social media, all the little girls love him. But Steph Curry and Steve Kerr can't like him very much right now. He's stinking up the joint. Kelly Oubre, go find your jumper, man, wherever you left it at. Maybe it's in Phoenix. Aquil and J Mo, please explain how the Clippers lose by 50. You're a professional basketball team. You don't get beat by 50. You're down by 50 at halftime. I know Kawhi Leonard isn't playing, but last time I checked, everybody on the roster gets paid. The last time I checked, the Mavericks are not the Lakers. The Mavericks are not the 0-1 Lakers. The Mavericks are not the 96 Bulls. You got beat by 51. All right, let's look at the score, the scoreboard, the box score. Who did what? All right, nobody really killed. Luka had 24. Jay Rich had 21. Brunson had 11 off the bench. Let's look at the Clippers. What if Pandemic P? Where's Pandemic P at? 15 points on 4-13 field goals. Serge Ibaka, 13 points. It beat the Zubaks, 10 points. What in the world? Clippers fans, please help me out. How does that happen in pro basketball? All right, Big Marcus, man, I'm going to have to send you a link to bring you on the show on Friday, man. I would love to hear your inside takes, man. I appreciate your intellect and expertise in the field as a doctor, a true doctor, not a fake doctor like me. Sign Donnie up for them trash talk classes, please. You got to be petty. You got to know how to go petty with them trash talking, man. You got to go petty on them, man. When you got dough, you can have the strippers come to you. That was a mistake as a 23-year-old. Well, we saw Kawhi in the strip club last year before the pandemic with them big old hands. I mean, his hand was covering the whole booty, but nobody said nothing because that's Kawhi Leonard. Motown said, I'm not eating at no strip club. That part, especially during the pandemic when there's diseases and germs in the air. Like an outbreak monkey, you don't want to go to the strip club and get nothing to eat. You're going to get the disease of the day. Whether it's gonorrhea, syphilis, herpes, tuberculosis, whatever they got that day. Lice. It's not the cleanest place in the world. Put it like this, the strip club is not the dentist's office. You're going to catch something. You're going to get something. Big Flesh said, my whole sign-up bonus went to the strip club. Don't tell nobody else that in life. Don't ever say that ever again. Like, your grandma, your mama, your aunties might be listening. They said, baby, you spent your whole check at the strip club? What was her name? She said, can I get a table dance? And you said, how many do I get for $100? She said, 2. And you went for it. Money gone. You got to teach these boys the going rate for a table dance. Don't do it, man. Don't do it. It don't matter if I'm 23 or 25, a million's in my pocket, bruh. What would I do if you had that much money in your account? I'm not going to the club. What's that one episode of Dave Chappelle when he was with Oprah and he was holding his money like this, close to his heart? Man, I am be the most guarded person in the world if I had that kind of money in my pocket. I had $125,000 in my account one time, and I'm looking at it. I'm like, all right, I'm doing all right. How do I save this money? Man, I'm too tight with the money to be giving it to some young thing named Diamond or Precious or Cinnamon or Luscious, whatever they call themselves these days, coming home with glitter all over you. And it doesn't make any sense. Especially with all the apps now. I'm talking to my son about girls, and I'm like, in my day, we got numbers. You guys have the internet. So I don't know how you're going to manage the females when you get to that age. In my day, you got numbers. You actually had to talk to somebody in person and get to know them and spit your game. Or we used to call it jibbing. You used to jib to the young ladies and see if they matched. If there was no matched, you say, nice meeting you, and keep it pushing. Not today. Dudes stay at the strip club. Dudes marrying strippers like Paul George. How you marry a stripper, man? Come on, man. He looked like the basketball we all got with no grip left. Who you about, Booger's head? It's a head. It's a nice head. I can't tell who's wearing a helmet. Oh, man. All right. J Mo's going to explain why the Clippers lost like that. We just got cold. Then the Mavs got hot. Then the jumpers were falling. It's just an L. Nah, bruh. That's a historic L. That's the worst L I've ever seen. That's an L where you say they're down by 50. All right, get it down to 20. They never got it down to 20. It was 50 at the halftime. It was 50 at the end. Everybody on the team scored one, but one dude for Dallas. It was ugly, man. I ain't never seen nothing like that. Just another L in an illustrious Clipper history. Who was it that tried to sneak old girl in the football pads? I don't know, but he got cut. Hey, Tucker said your trash talk classes have paid off already. Donnie got a few good ones, man. He's a Cowboy fan, so you gotta give him a little time. The Cowboys fans come a little bit slower. Their third or fourth joke be really funny, but that first one be terrible. Big Lay had to walk around with the pen in your pocket to get numbers. Bruh, we had little black books. These boys got inboxes and friends and follows. I was like, man, I'm not sure how my son is going to manage. Clippers did that to the Lakers before. They beat him by 50? I don't know about all that. The kid from the Seahawks, yeah. He trying to sneak the girl in there with issue gear. The rookie in Seattle, bruh, he probably learned. And his agent probably working day and night trying to get him a ride somewhere, man. Hey, the Arizona basketball team has put themselves on probation. You must be messing up pretty bad if you put yourself on probation. That means more to come. Arizona's been paying players for a long time. It's gonna come out. Dodger fans, we gotta look out for these Padres, man. They got Yu Darvish and Blake Snell. They not messing around. So, Dodger management, we gotta get a couple more players, man. The Padres is coming for us, man. They not messing around with us no more. How he get up in there? J-Mo said he put her in the gear and the hoodie and the sweat bottoms. The issue gear. Like a stormtrooper on the Mandalorian. You can see right through it, man. That's got to be dumb. That's just dumb. You just dumb. It's just dumb, son. This one was hilarious. Rockets forward. Christian Wood. His girlfriend dumped him on draft night when he didn't get drafted. Dropped her off at the airport and never heard from her ever since. He scored 31 points the other night. Poetic justice, nah, baby. I moved on. I'm dating a stripper now. And I got a prenup. Don't play yourself, sisters. If you got yourself a ball player, treat him right. California high school football, man. I heard they got club football and they're playing back-to-back. That's a no-no, man. My boy Lonnie Pumphrey said there's no 72-hour restriction in the middle of a pandemic. So what I'm seeing is teams are playing back-to-back football games. Parents, please, please, please keep your kids' health and safety in mind when you put them in these knockoff club environments. There'll be a time and a place to get some film. You don't want to get yourself injured. Football is not a sport you can play every day. I wouldn't even play 7-on every day if it's getting physical out there. Please, we're going to see if we're going to have a season, but we got to make sure everybody is safe, man. Must be safe. Shout out to Frank Gore. He's out for week 17. Lung issue. If his career is indeed over, 16 seasons, 240 games, most by an NFL running back, 9 1,000-yard seasons, third most rushing yards in NFL history. Not bad for a guy who tore his ACL twice in college at the U. Is Frank Gore a Hall of Famer? I say yes. I say yes. Shout out to D-Jax. First game back. 1 catch, 81-yard touchdown. It had glimpses. It reminded me of the old Deshaun Jackson. Unfortunately, I don't think Deshaun Jackson will win a Super Bowl. He missed that boat when Chip Kelly got rid of him. We won the championship in 2018. Deshaun was in Tampa Bay, or was it Washington? He made his way back to Philly. Got hurt again. Sat out the entire season. Came back last week. Scored a touchdown. If that is your last play as an NFL receiver, I'm not mad at you, D Jax from the LBC. It might be a great time to hang him up. I got my cleats on the wall behind me. Ain't no shame in your game. If it's a wrap, it's a wrap. If you go back for another year, I pray for you to be healthy, to get through this season without any injuries. But the track record has proven that you are fragile these days, and ain't nothing wrong with that, man. Father Time is undefeated. Take care of yourself, man. Raider fans, oh, Fix Magic happens again. Cover 2 prevent. Face mask. Fitz Magic. Bye, Raiders. Hit that. You got to hit that portal. You going to be on that? Frank Gore Hall of Fame. Yes, sir. Winner Circle playing that back-to-back. I don't know about that, man. I know Big Dave Ugalele is a part of that, and he's pushing it. But I don't know about kids playing back-to-back, man. That's where I draw the line. That's not good for kids at all. So I wouldn't be for it as a parent. If you've played football before, you wouldn't do it either. You know how it is. All right, these new Jordans came out. They going to be crispy. They are the Adapts, which means they're going to be pluggable. You plug them in, and they tie up with a button. I guess they're like the new Nike Reacts or Adapts. So Jordan Adapts. I'm gonna go ahead and price them out at $750. I'm not sure how much they're going to cost, but Jordans are $200 as is. Now they're gonna have technology where you plug them into your computer and you charge them or you program them. It's gonna cost a little money. Dr. Fennell says second ballot Hall of Fame. Yeah, he gets in. He gets in. If Curtis Martin's in the Hall of Fame, I believe Frank Gore gets in. J Mo says the Bullhead City got them kids playing 2 games in 48 hours. They had 10 teams playing games back-to-back days. Looking a little sloppy on YouTube. I watched some games today. So they're having full-on tackle football. 2 games in 48 hours. Unless it's like thud, like we practice every day, and that sometimes got physical. So I wouldn't do it. Motown says nobody in Philly is going to get a ring. Yeah, that last ring we got, we count our lucky stars. We got it. I believe we'll have a good team next year, but we still have a terrible secondary. We still have an old offensive line. We got some problems, man. We're not Super Bowl caliber right now. The Fitz magic throw was the best thing you've ever seen. No look, throw it to a spot. That's a shame on them Raiders defensive backs. That was the worst technique on cover 2 I've ever seen. That ball was in the air for 3 seconds. If that cornerback just jams the receiver inside like you're supposed to, if he gets outside, you're supposed to jam him all the way to the sideline out of bounds. He gave him the Olay jam. Sideline, scot-free. Fitz magic throws it to a spot. No look, pass. PI, no, not PI. Unsportsmanlike face mask, 15 yards, field goal range. Goes back to John Gruden, not going for the touchdown. Go for the touchdown, man. I don't know why a team would let a team come back and beat you with a field goal. Mike Staff in the house. Appreciate you, big bro. Lakers suffer the worst loss in franchise history after falling to the Clippers 142-94. March 6, 2014. 48 points. But it ain't 50. That's a pretty bad loss. 2014. Who was on that team? Is that Kobe and Smush Parker? I'm pretty sure that was a bad team. This is when Kobe retired. Yeah, well, still pros. Professional basketball players shouldn't get beat like that. Doesn't matter who was on the court, like AC said. There were 13 players under contract getting a paycheck. That's my whole thing for the Clippers. You still had Serge Ibaka and Pandemic P, and you didn't get that thing under 20. You shouldn't get paid that week. It should be in your contract. You get beat by 50, nobody gets paid. That will make sure people play hard every week. That'll get them. That'll get them. Friday night, tune in to 1585 show. We're going to have the all-alien team. We're going to do the ugliest players in sports. Not just NBA. We're going to do ugliest players, top 10 in all sports. So get your list ready. Friday night, 9 p.m., 1585 show. Trae Young is leading the league in points. 30 per night. How big is Trae Young? Is he 6'2", 185? He's killing. Can't nobody guard Trae Young? What is going on? Every time I see Trae Young, I think I said this in the post this week, they show Trae Young highlights, and he's always wide open. Is Trae Young the next Steph Curry? I don't know if Atlanta will win a championship, but Trae Young looks unstoppable right now. Trae been working. Is it because you can't touch him? I don't know. Motown said David Rivers. Ugliest player? I'm going to have to look him up. This one had me laughing. It's not even sports related. Teacher says, class, we're singing Silent Night. White kids singing Silent Night. Me, I'm singing the Temptations version in my mind. Ooh, Silent Night in my mind. That's my version of Silent Night. Not Silent Night. My version is in my mind. I want you to be free. Silent Night by the Temptations. Trae comes to work, unlike Paul George. No excuses. Trae Young wants to work. Pandemic P wants to give excuses. That's the difference. Rondo is in Trae Young's ear. Well, Trae Young was putting in work before Rondo. Now, Rondo might be that guy that teaches them how to win. Uh-oh. I'm going to keep an eye on Atlanta this year, man. Atlanta might be something to watch. All right, so the best memes of 2020. We got AD peeking around corners. My mind's playing tricks on me. Championship year for the Lakers and them Dodgers. Thank you, AD, for bringing a championship to LA. Tyler Hero with the snarl in the bubble, trying to give the opposition some fear that this young 20-year-old is going to give you these buckets. They came up short to the champion Lakers, but Tyler Hero put his stamp on the bubble. MJ, The Last Dance. Some quality viewing for us during the pandemic. Thank you, Michael Jordan, and your one-sided documentary. It is still a keeper, even though it's all you all the time, and you held everybody accountable. You took everything personal, and I appreciate you. You brought me so much happiness in my life, even though you probably are a jerk as a person, but you never shortchanged the game, and your documentary was nothing but entertainment. Nothing but entertainment. Joe Kelly. And says everything you need to know about it. Cry me a river. Go cry, you little babies. Cause I beamed you or threw inside. Now you're sad, now you wanna fight. Oh. I believe somebody had a tattoo of Joe Kelly's lip. Classic. Jimmy Buckets. In the bubble. One man versus the world. Playing his heart out. Played every minute like it meant the world. You cannot hate on how hard Jimmy Buckets played last year in the bubble. 2020 might have been bad for the most part, but it had some moments that were memorable that let you appreciate, and I appreciate all the athletes that played during the pandemic, man. They put their lives in harm's way for us to have entertainment during this time of pandemic of COVID-19, where a lot of us would have been depressed. A lot of us would have had nothing to look forward to except our sports, man. They inspired me to start this podcast. Me and Jay Moore, me and Jimmy Mack, me and Mike Stafford, we've been all talking about, man, you should do a sports show. Man, you should do a podcast. And look, man, we all online talking trash, having a good time. So, hey, man, sports has gotten me through this pandemic. My sports flicks. Now, I did see a few flicks before I saw my sports flick. I don't know about you, but this movie was terrible. Wonder Woman 84. Now, I was waiting to see it. I loved Wonder Woman 1. I loved Wonder Woman in the 80s with Linda Carter. Gal Gadot is gorgeous. I believe is she Pakistani? Whatever she is. She's flat out gorgeous. She played that part in part 1. This one has so many plot holes, so many inconsistencies, so many question marks. I have to say this was probably one of the worst superhero movies that I've ever seen. This was worse than the Green Lantern. If it wasn't for the eye candy, it would be straight up trash. Luckily, she's fine enough to carry the movie, even though I don't ever want to see it ever again in my life. It's so bad I might have to watch it again to see if it was better a second time around. I don't know. It was bad. It's bad. It was rushed. James Mack said it was a money grab. It was supposed to be done during the pandemic. They waited till the end to make it a build-up, and it was such a letdown. Mike says Gal Gadot couldn't do enough to win this over. She couldn't do enough, man. Deacon agrees it was terrible. Yeah, it was bad. I also saw Disney's Soul. All right, I'm not going to say it's terrible, but I am going to say it's disappointing. We finally get a black man on a Disney flick who has a job, who speaks well, who's doing cool, but he's only a black man for a half an hour of the movie. For the majority of the movie, he's a Smurf. Mike says he likes it. I was disappointed. I was let down, man. That we have to be an inanimate object. We have to be a Smurf or a blue person for the majority of the movie. I'm just so glad that they made it a happy ending. Because had they made it so that he doesn't end up with a happy ending, I might have wrote to Disney Pixar and complained. Mike liked it. Like I said, it wasn't terrible, but I was disappointed. He's a Smurf and a cat. Anything but a brother. I mean, I'm saying, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know, man. If you look at the consistency of how they do us, Princess and the Frog with Tiana, she was a frog for the majority of the movie. in the Emperor's New Groove, he was a llama for the majority of the movie. You see what they do to us? You see? So I had to watch something I know is good. Jimmy Mack put me back on it. I watched it again. The Doctor. Julius Erving. Without the Doctor, there is no Jordan. Without Jordan, there is no Kobe. Without Jordan, there is no LeBron. I mean, they still might exist, but the style, the charisma, the flair, that all came from the Doctor and the ABA. The old school hoopers that brought style and grace and athleticism to the NBA. The Doctor documentary is free on YouTube. Julius the Doctor Erving. They called him the claw that didn't stick. The Doctor. The reason why I'm a Sixers fan, the reason why I'm a Dr. J fan, he epitomizes class, style, athleticism. He was just a dude, man. On the park, at Rucker Park, at UMass, in the ABA and the NBA. I'm so glad the Sixers won the championship when they got Moses Malone to make sure the Doctor can get him a chip. Documentary, my second time seeing it, just as good as the first. If you get a chance to watch it, it's free on YouTube. Yes, sir. Oh, yeah. He was a donkey on Shrek. And then he turned into a stallion when he got the potion. He was never a brother. You gotta watch him, man. They real slick with it, man. Mushi and Milan's a brother. Hey, man. See, Mike? You see what I'm saying, man? Get them guys here. My show is Bruce Lee's Warrior on Cinemax. I gotta check it out, man. I got Cinemax now. I got the Hulu package. You know I love my movies. Check them out, man. All right, man. Sad note before I get out of here, man. Condolences, prayers to the family of Ty Jordan, freshman Pac-12 Player of the Year out of Utah. They say he accidentally killed himself. Allegedly, a phone call of a gunshot. Allegedly, police arrive. Allegedly, he accidentally killed himself. I don't know about that, man. In a climate of a country where we've seen the worst, and in Texas, I know it's probably an open carry state, but I find it hard to believe. Not to put salt on the wound, but I would like to hear more about it. Until we hear more about it, we got to take the word of the police who arrived on the scene. They said it was an accident, but am I wrong to imagine the worst? That he was not dead by a self-inflicted accident, that he was killed by another person, by the cops, by who knows. The only way we'll know is if they give us a complete autopsy of bullet entry angle and everything that goes along with a gunshot murder, a gunshot death. Condolences, prayers. I don't know what else to offer up to that family, but the peace and shalom to be upon you in this time, that there is a reason why this happened the way it did. I have no answer. He had his whole future ahead of him. Very unfortunate, but that's been this year, man. This has been a very tumultuous year. Very crazy year. Hopefully 2021 is better. Funny story. I put in the slate that I got scammed again. So my final words are words to the wise. I've bought plenty of things off Craigslist. I've even bought my mother a dog off Craigslist. I got scammed in that. One time when I was in college, I did the cash my check and got scammed. This time around, I was desperate to buy my son a game console, one that's very hard to get, the PS5. So I do my due diligence. I'm on Craigslist looking for a PS5 because they're no longer in stores until maybe February. In this case, I probably end up getting him one for his birthday in March, if they come out. I'm filtering through all these sellers. They're $750, they're $800, they're $900, they're $550, they're $500, they're $399. You gotta find out who's running game. All right, so I'm talking to these dudes for 2 days straight, back and forth, trying to figure out who's legit, who actually has a PlayStation, who's worth taking a chance on. Long story short, I get to this one guy who seems like he just wants to get rid of his PlayStation because he needs cash. Cool. Let's meet up. Where you want to meet up? I said Starbucks. Public place, no funny business. Where you live? Culver City. Let's do it. My son has training in Reseda. On the way back, I'll hit you up. Cool. Hey, can you give me a deposit so I don't waste my time? All right, I don't feel right giving you a big deposit. You know, I'll give you a few dollars to make sure you know I'm not playing around. So I give him a small deposit. Get to Starbucks, order my son and I some coffee. He gets a little refresher drink. We stand around for about 10, 15 minutes. And I'm looking around. Of course, I don't see old boy. I start texting him. And my text messages go from blue to green. Red flag number 1. My son Googles it. What does it mean when a text message is no longer blue? It means it's possible that you've been blocked. So I call old boy. It goes directly to voicemail. Strike 2. I immediately go to cancel the transaction. And of course, he declines. He's nowhere to be found. I got scammed again. Do not buy anything off Craigslist that requires a deposit. It wasn't a lot of money, it was pocket change. But it was enough for him to buy him a sandwich or something. Enough, because he was asking for a lot, and I was like, no way, bro. I'm not giving you that kind of money. What if you never show up? What if you're lying and you don't even have a PlayStation? What if that's a stock picture? You know what I'm saying? I'm starting asking him a bunch of questions. And he seemed honest enough. His name was Aaron, was like Andy Arenas. Something calm. Something trustworthy. J Mo said he picked a good city like Culver City to make you feel comfortable. Yeah, got me good, man. Shame on me. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. The first time I got scammed, I wanted to buy my mom a puppy. She had just lost her previous puppy. She's probably gonna see this. So I looked on Craigslist for a multi-poo. A white multi-poo. I saw a guy selling some puppies on Craigslist out in Corona. He said he had 8 puppies. I will meet you in the parking lot. Can't be a scam. I'm gonna see real puppies and I'm gonna buy them with cash. One tip for those buying off Craigslist: go ahead and just deal with cash in person. Never do shipping, never do deposits. I know it's hard with a car purchase, but if you can do it in person, please do it with cash. The puppies. Wait a week and he'll try it again with the same number. If I get this dude and I trace him, I'm going to beat him down and pray for him after I beat him up. But the puppies, man. I got to the parking lot, box full of puppies, 8 puppies. All white multi-pools except one. One was brown. Of course, I picked the brown puppy. He stood out. Give me the brown one. He says don't give him a bath for 3 months. Cool. Give the dog to my mom. She names the puppy Copper Job because he's copper. Job because she been through a lot with her previous puppy being killed. Copper Job. 3 months later, gives him a bath. He's white. Scam. Got me. Got me. Be careful on Craigslist, y'all. People in this world are grimy. People in this world will get over on you if you let them. Listen and learn from your boys' mistakes. All right, man. I want to thank y'all, man. Buy what from you, Mike? You got a PS5? You want to bless your nephew for his 3.85 GPA? I ain't paying more than $500 though, man. I'll just wait for it to come out. I'll wait for him to come out in March. He's understanding. He understands. All right, man. This is it for me, man. AC Sports Live from I want to say April till now. I've been going strong every Tuesday night at 9, and y'all been making it really, really enjoyable, man. I can't thank y'all enough for showing the love, for participating, for having comments, for making me laugh, making the homies laugh. Y'all really, really, man, made my year. This has been fun. J Mo, thank you for encouraging me, man. Jimmy Mack, Mike Staff, all y'all that got podcasts now, man. You guys really keep me going. I enjoy listening to y'all because I know you and you actually respond. I think that's a key, is the connection you have with your folks, man, when you talk. I got one last wave check for the year. So I got to go out when Big Lonnie checks in, my wave coach. He's been wave coaching me this year. So one last wave check. On my go out, I got my waivers. Long be certified. Ooh. Boy. Look at there, boy. Look at there, boy. Not too bad for an old dog with gray hair. I like it. I'll take it. Hey, man. Y'all have some horror stories with y'all dogs? They got some counterfeit dogs out there. They got counterfeit dogs. Now, I saw somebody painting a dog that looked like a leopard. And I was like, oh, come on, man. I always wait a year or so or later to get them games. Well, you got a PS5? I'm talking about something that just came out recently, or an Oculus 2, or a PS5. Talking about it, it's a German Shepherd when you know it's a Polish Shepherd. You can't even spray paint no dogs, man. Nothing but love, Big Mike. Happy New Year to you, Big James. I'ma holler at y'all, man. May peace and blessings be on you for this 2021. May Yahweh bless you richly. If you don't have a relationship with Yeshua, man, inbox me, man. I would love to tell you about my faith and how I live my life and how I try to live it abundantly by having a faith-based approach on everything that I do, man. It's been nothing but a blessing. I've been shown nothing but favor in my walks, man. So I haven't seen any drop-offs during this year. I've been able to stay in prayer. I've been able to stay with my family and have a good time. I'm going to go up here and punch my son in the chest and go kiss my wife and pop my daughter upside the head. And it's all in love, man. I appreciate y'all. I'm going to holler at y'all on the flip side, brother. Happy New Year to you all. And I'm going to get with y'all, man. Until next year. Well, you say don't forget my wife's stuff. She's bought from your wife tonight. I definitely won't. We got services until what? Sunday, though. So I'll see you when I see you, Deacon. All right, y'all. Y'all be easy. Peace and blessings, man. Love y'all. Ooh, your boy looking real wavy. Real wavy. Where you at, Lonnie Graham? Stay blessed, Big Todd. Be blessed, man. I'm blessed to be a blessing. Long Beach in the house. UCLA in the house. Philadelphia Eagles. Go Sixers. Go Dodgers. Eagles, don't beat the Washington Redskins or Washington football team. We don't want Dallas in the playoffs if we can help it. Peace.